All right, Jesse here, and we're back working on this 65A. Um, we just got done tearing it apart, and it was seized up. I found out it was seized up earlier in a video when I was getting ready to do some testing on how to show how to test generators for their connectivity and stuff, internal testing, get it to turn into an electric motor and then it spin. Um, that's a good video there if you want to watch that one. Otherwise, what is going on here with this one is it was seized up, so I wasn't able to test it in that video at the very end. What had happened was this armature here, the part where it comes in contact, it doesn't really touch, but it's just real close contact with the pole shoes, ended up getting kind of rusty to the pole shoe and connecting itself and fusing itself to the pole shoe on the inside. So if we look here on the inside of this, you can see it's kind of rusty in there. I cleaned it up a little bit, but it's still got a lot of scale on it yet. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to clean up the rest of the way, with being careful with the coils that are in there, because the coils are actually protected right now, and they're actually possibly good because I did an ohmmeter test on them, and they show connectivity between them. So I'm going to clean up the pole shoes and finish cleaning up this armature. The armature's pretty clean so far. What I did was I got the scale off the back here by putting it in the drill press and spinning it, and then taking it and cleaning it off, kind of like they do in the lathe when they clean these up. So instead I used the drill press. And then same with down here. It's a good one. This is the original one, I think, because it actually has wood in here, and the wood ones are really good. A lot of the later ones end up having like paper that has some sort of like coating on it, and they just don't hold up over time. So as long as this doesn't overheat, this will stay good for a long time until it wears down. And when it wears down, what you're supposed to do there is take the mica and groove out those grooves and clean out that mica that's in there. So, but it's got a little bit of some wear here, but it has a lot of life yet, probably. So anyway, otherwise when I did that, I can put the piece back in this end here, and it will actually spin. So I mean, we're good. We're sitting good here with some decent used parts. But otherwise, I think what we'll do is this thing goes right on here. Usually, I did last time. All right, so there we go. Yeah, it spins. So this thing is not locked up no more. So what I'll do is just inspect the seal. I think it looks pretty good. The bearing doesn't have any weird feels to it when I spin it. Seeing how this is a 58 and later generators, this is 65A. It has the needle bearing in the side there, so that feels really good. So I'll finish cleaning up these parts and put it back together. Put new brushes in it because they've seen better days and stuff. So I'll be able to put new brushes in. The springs aren't bad. Oops, there we go. That's better. Yeah. So yeah. Clean that up and pop it back together. Then we'll do a generator test on it, see if it spins, see if it functions, and then when that's done, yeah, I think we'll just clean up and get it ready for paint too while we got it apart, because the paint's gone. So it's coming off in other places too. So stay tuned, and we'll work on cleaning this up the rest of the way and popping it back together and repainting it. And then, yeah, we pretty much restored this generator. Hopefully we don't need a lot of new parts for it, because, well, original parts are good if they're, are better if they're good, so a lot of aftermarket parts just aren't the same. The chrome on this end cover is really good shape, really shiny. It's got a little ding here, but it's not a big deal. And yes, it'll clean up pretty good with nice fresh paint on it. It'll be ready for a nice looking bike. You don't want this eyesore, rusty, non-painted generator in a nice looking, shiny custom bike or original bike, you know. So, like I said, I'm going to work on cleaning this stuff up. So I'm finishing up, putting it back together. So stay tuned for videos to come up there with the rest of this segment here. So, all right, here we go. We're about ready to put this together. We got the body all cleaned up, got all the old paint off it, wire brushed it, turned out nice. And then I cleaned up the pole shoes, got all that surface rust off, but they're nice and smooth now. And like I said, I got all the surface rust off and the scale and all that stuff. And the end cover here, got all the paint off of it. So this is ready to go back together. We'll grease that bearing up in there, put it back together, put the armature in. Got to finish cleaning up this this commutator here. It has the brushes in it. So first, clean this up. It's ready to go too. So stay tuned here as we put this 65A back together and see if it's going to work. Yeah, so we got that going. It's spinning. It spins nice.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't have to worry about it.
Heck yeah.
Don't worry about it popping apart.
I put that in there just so they'd stay out so you didn't have to fight them the whole time.
Now, this went to here.
Yeah.
Does this go here?
There's a notch for the pin.
This goes here, right?
Yeah, so watch that wash.
This is for the wash. This is for the... Go ahead, take that. That's for the wire.
Right. And that one's for the pin. Yep.
Okay, what's wrong here? Oh, I bet you this is not all the way in wasn't all the way in the bearing.
There, heard it there.
Yep. Okay, now this goes up on here. That's where it was originally.
Right.
Like that. Okay, here, just a second here. It's fighting me.
Like normal. Yeah, these. Yeah, it's that
This one and this one, I think. There we go.
Oh, the end cover.
Yeah, now there's a pinhole here, so that goes here. Like that. And these,
Coming from the other end.
yeah. And they got little keepers here that
Yeah, I grooved. As long as you line the hex head up with the hex head hole, it should line right up.
Well, I guess we didn't clean these up.
Oh well.
We'll clean them up afterwards. Or we should get new ones, one of the two.
Yeah, we can. We can always put a new nut on the end of it. We got it. The chrome cover is good, but we might use it somewhere else, so we'll see.
Might use that on your flathead.
But yeah, we gotta repaint this. If this works when we test it, then we're gonna end up repainting this thing, of course.
And then we can change the. Oops.
We can do all that cool stuff later, like changing stuff out and making it doll it up a little bit.
Kept wanting to come out of the splines. Okay. Be a good place for socket.
Or a ratchet wrench, got them.
Or that. There we go. Oh, she's going. Yeah, we'll have to wipe it down because our greasy fingers getting all over it.
We'll have to clean it up before we paint it. We'll probably just paint like a matte black or something. Like I think they originally were kind of like an off black that wasn't glossy. All the generators were.
This is sticking out a lot further because it doesn't have this on it.
Yeah, the bracket for the end cover.
So if and when the day comes, we'd have to take the nuts off and put one of them on. But if you're going to use that on the 61 model generator on your flathead with the cover, then we don't need it right now.
Right.
No sense in buying one if you got one.
Yeah, the new ones aren't even the same. They come with like a hokey screw and stuff, and
this is probably way better because it's original equipment.
And luckily it's not rusty and pitted really bad like they would be, because it's right next to the road where all the grime was at, you know, and rocks and stuff. And there's a possibility this was probably off a Sportster one time because of the wrinkle finish, so it's probably off a 70s Sportster. Or yeah,
I think it said it was like an 80 or 81
okay.
Harley Sportster, but there it is.
Wow, it spins again. All right, well, we're going to test it here a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. All right, here we are. We're going to test this 65A. So I made a video of how to test these generators, but since how we rebuilt this one, we're going to test this one in this video now. So this is a 65A. So AA for armature is on the left, and F for field is on the right here. And all right, so what we do is we ground out the case. So we're going to hook up this jumper wire from the field there, and then to the case back here. And then we got our power source. We have jumper cables. We got the negative on the case, and we're going to touch this terminal here with the positive, and this thing should spin. Look at there, it's working. Battery's probably going dead, but it's working. So we resurrected this thing now. It's safe to say we can paint this thing and use it on the bike until the next day it stops working or something else goes wrong. So hope you enjoyed all this. We're gonna paint this thing up, and we'll show a little clip of that here coming up. And yeah, so stay tuned. All right, so here's the Model 65. We just got done fixing this one up and putting it back together. So now we're going to get ready to paint it. Nice matte black epoxy paint. I'll show you the can here in a minute. But yeah, so stay tuned here as we paint this up and finish this thing up. Alright, so here we are about ready to paint this. I'm going to take it outside and paint it. It's nice temperature outside. and it's pretty much about 75, 80 outside, and this thing is kind of warm now. And the goal is with this paint I'm going to be using is to make sure that the part I'm painting is a nice warm temperature to help adhere the paint and actually help. It just paints better that way, making sure it's nice, decent temperature over about 60 or so. So we're gonna end up cleaning it with brake clean before I go to paint it. Get all the fingerprints and touching and the oils and all that stuff and the dirt that has settled on it all cleaned off. So the paint's good. It sticks to it good. And next time you see this, it'll be painted. So stay tuned. This is the paint we end up using for repainting the Model 65A here. VHT high temperature roll bar and chassis paint. It's epoxy. It's self-priming, durable finish. Of course, it says all that stuff right here on the front here. Good for everything. Rust and corrosion resistant. Yeah, anyway, it's good for high temperature as well, but it really won't get hot. But just keep in mind when you paint with this stuff that you heat up the thing you're painting to about 60 degrees or so. It says it in the directions back here. And then heat the paint up as well. And it helps the paint adhere and gives it a durable, nice durable finish. So in about 7 to 14 days or something like that, I think it says it's like fully cured and it's ready to go. So anyway, stay tuned here. We'll end up finishing up this Model 65. There's not much left to do here. We're just gonna talk about it a little bit. So, all right. So here's that Model 65A that we just got done taking apart and cleaning up and putting back together. It worked. Pretty fortunate that it was locked up to begin with, and then we were able to clean it up and then got it to work again. That really doesn't happen all the time. We ended up putting on some new brass nuts up here for the terminals, but anyways, this is ready to go on the shelf and sit there until we need it one day. Do have a 59 Harley that takes we have it set up for 12 volt. We can always have this one for a spare, so this will be great. Well, stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you again soon.